Tease it. Django.
Hello everyone, welcome to the 6th Feminist Rooster Teeth podcast. It is the 6th, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, we'll find out later.
Yeah, we'll find out later. It may be the 5th. It's probably the 6th. I think it's the 6th.
If not, we should say every number from, like 4 onwards, so that
Yeah.
then Ali can edit in the appropriate one.
We're still in the first 10, that's all that matters.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just gotta go from 4 to 10 and we good.
Yeah, okay. Right, I'm Michael, and I run Feminist Rooster Teeth. We've got Wiz with us.
Hello!
We've got Rue.
Hi.
And we've got our guest, Jex.
Hi!
Unfortunately, Ali couldn't make it today because her internet's being a bit of a dick, so shout out to Ali.
Shout out to Ali, we love you.
We miss you!
Oh, I know, and she's kind of the life of the podcast for her and Rue, so, you know. No offense to you, Wiz.
It'll be okay.
It'll be okay.
Or myself.
Everyone just keep it together.
I can't do it, guys.
I just wanted to quickly plug the giveaway, which is still ongoing. There's details in the description, and I'm pointing down for some reason, even though you can't see me. But yeah, there's details in the description. Basically, all you need to do is email feministroosterteeth@gmail.com and give me your name and your preferred name or your preferred pronouns or whatever you want to give me, basically, so that I can talk about you.
Credit card number,
Yeah.
address,
Yeah.
social security number.
But I may actually eventually need your address if you win, so you know.
Mother's maiden name.
Anything important like that.
Name of your
Oh
first
my
pet.
God.
Okay, I think I'd like to kick us off with some good news. You know that gay
Yes.
segregation law that was what's the word for it when it's brought into when it's passed the gay segregation law that passed. It has been it's been scrapped, so it's been vetoed.
Yeah.
That's
Wait,
literally today.
hold on. Is this the Arizona one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. It
Yeah.
just... Sorry, Michael, that wasn't coherent at all.
Yeah, it's the gay segregation law from Arizona. The one where basically they were saying that businesses could choose not to serve gay people
Oh,
Yes.
or queer people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And it did pass, but then it's been revoked, so...
Okay.
The governor, I believe, vetoed it. So that's
Yes.
a good
That's
thing.
good.
That's why we have that law in our government, guys. The veto thing, so that, the person in charge can stop the stupid on occasion. Or be a dick. It depends on your perspective.
Yeah.
Did you see that article about someone seemed very baffled at the fact that gay people had money and bought things?
That was a what's it called? You know, like Onion parody article?
Yeah. was a parody,
Was it
actually.
actually was it?
It wasn't the Onion, but it was a similar kind of site, yeah. It's not real.
I saw people going, it's not like a fake article, so...
No, I clicked on the article and it said at the bottom, like, subscribe for more fake news. So I was like,
And
that
of course,
made me laugh so much, though. I was like, oh my god.
Wait, I have money?
I can spend things and buy things?
Oh,
Oh my god!
God.
What do you mean I'm still a part of capitalism?
How can I contribute to society? What?
gays don't buy things, guys. Don't be silly.
No, we really
Come on.
just sit-
I live in San Francisco. Our economy practically runs off of gay people and tourists.
No. We just sit in our rooms and go to clubs and have sex with each other. That's all we do.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
the
just did
entire...
that like 5 minutes
That's
ago.
the real homosexual agenda, guys.
That and infiltrating your schools and your children and stuff.
Oh.
And destroying the sanctity of marriage and all that.
Yeah.
Well, of
Yeah.
course.
So now that we've got the sarcasm portion of the podcast out of the way.
Thank God for that.
Ali, you should call this one the Sassy One.
Uh-oh.
Actually, I named them.
Oh, do you? You should call it
Yeah.
the Sassy One, Michael.
Yeah, I have to because my friend Beth does the shout out to Beth again for the millionth time. Does the graphic, so
Oh, cool.
I just outsource everything.
It's true. This podcast is a giant crowdsourced operation between like 7 people. Cat's out of the bag.
And also, I crowdsource all my answers to my asks as well. Like, I just give them to my friend Gina, and then they basically answer really, really sassily, and then I just tone it down and regurgitate it.
Everything's coming out this podcast. Everything.
Yeah, they were like, I would co-mod with you, but unfortunately, I'd just piss everyone off. So that's what they were like.
And you like the control, don't you, Michael?
Well, I wouldn't be able to. The problem is I wouldn't be able to really trust anyone else.
No, that makes sense.
It's like, you know, I would have to be responsible for their...
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Plus, you do a good job by yourself as well.
Thank you.
No
Yes.
problem.
Well, I do drive... The thing is, I do work very hard on keeping my tone fairly positive, so if I
Yeah.
brought someone else on board, they'd have to have a similar kind of attitude.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not totally opposed to the idea, but I can handle everything on myself at the moment, so it seems a bit of a risk to take when I don't really need to. But at the same time, other people are being like, oh, you can't be a feminist because you're a trans guy, so...
I had someone try and tell me that the other day as well, and I was just like, I don't know how to respond to this, but okay.
That's just like, why would... It's like shooting your... Like, if you're in a war and you're a soldier, and it's like, that sort of behavior is like turning and shooting the guy next to you for no reason. Like, come on. If somebody wants to be a feminist, they can be a feminist. Just let it go.
Yeah, I mean, I to be honest, I can see the argument
Yeah,
that
no, I
cis
can see
men
it as well.
that cis men shouldn't be feminists, because I can, like, it's that thing where it's like some female feminists prefer that cis men call themselves
Feminist allies.
feminist allies, and
Yeah.
some don't. So I think it's important for cis guys to have a malleable label when it comes to that, depending on what sort of space they're in.
But I think as trans men, we have a somewhat kind of unique take on things. Like, we know what it's like to not live but be treated as female and things.
Yeah, I mean, as a general guide, I'll say that anyone who has experienced misogyny or sexism at some point should be involved in feminism.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, I mean, I can kind of see, I guess, the argument for why cis guys shouldn't be, but...
Well, I can see the argument, and also there's the fact that a lot of cis guys have problematic views around feminism, even when they call themselves a feminist.
That's
Yeah.
true, yeah.
Like, there's a lot of guys that would call themselves a feminist and say, I'm a feminist, you're a feminist, so we have to sleep together so you can be sexually free or something.
That
you know,
makes
so-
no sense.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
0 sense made.
Or there's the guy that, you know, takes a woman's study class and hopes to hook up with girls and calls himself a feminist and all this. So I can see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
There are some pitfalls, okay, I see.
Yes. Okay, so we did have a YouTube comment requesting that we talk about something, so I think we'll talk about that. Which was, the request was basically to talk about tagging your hate, and about people, or it was kind of a mixture. It was like both on tagging your hate and on people piling on people who do have negative opinions.
Mm.
Well, I think one of us seems to have an opinion about that. Yes.
Yes.
Oh god. I'm in so many fandoms where it's sort of ridiculous how many people tag their hate, like, especially when it comes to pairings. Like, not, like, when you look into, like, the fan fictions and the fandoms, and you see certain popular pairings, and people will say something awful about that pairing, and then they'll tag it as that pairing, and then everybody who's in that tag looking for something to enjoy sees your hate, and then they get really angry, and we don't need that because the pairing tags are already a freaking mess. So
Yes.
I hate it. I want it to stop.
I think, though, the problem is some people don't seem to differentiate hate and criticism, which is why when people sometimes say to you, stop tagging your hate, you're not even being hateful, you're just
Guys,
tagging legitimate criticisms.
to be honest, I don't really even tag that anymore, so...
Yeah.
Because that's just too much of a problem.
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks criticism is hate nowadays, and it's really not. It depends on how it's worded, I suppose.
Yeah, it's really all in the
Yeah.
tone of the message.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I do respect the fact that people go into the Chief and Hunter and the Rooster Teeth tags as a way to relax and talk about fandom, and they may not want to see, like, a bunch of posts from me out there going, this bit was shitty, don't do this. I didn't like this. So I can understand, like, not tagging it. And for the most part, unless something really major comes up, I don't really tag it anymore for that reason.
Right.
Because, you know, it's about being respectful to other people in the fandom, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And, though I do fully support people tagging trigger warnings into the normal tags.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
But to be honest, the whole issue with tagging your hate and then people piling on the people that tag the hate is, like, just chill on both sides of things.
Yeah.
Stop tagging the hate and stop piling on
attacking
people.
people for having an opinion.
Yeah, and stop attacking people who do maybe tag their hate.
Yeah.
They're on either side of the argument. It's like tagging the hate or responding to tagged hate is like you trying to change someone else's opinion over the internet, which we know doesn't generally work and is probably going to consume a lot of your time that you could maybe spend doing something else. And it's just going to make everyone feel shitty in the end, so just don't do it.
The thing is, you can always block that user's opinions by just, you know, clicking block if it's something you don't want to see.
If somebody's repeatedly, like, pissing you off specifically, just get rid of them.
Yeah. You don't need that negativity in your life.
Exactly.
You are a strong, independent woman. Or man.
Or man.
Or man.
Or anybody
Or
else.
any gender binary.
But the binary!
I didn't word that very well. Or anyone
in the gender
spectrum.
Binaries and binaries of women.
I have an art history class in which we were talking about gender for a little while, and there was one kid who just could not get over the fact that there were more than two genders. So every time he opened his mouth and started arguing about it again, like, there was a whole crowd of us in the corner that would just go, "The binary!" Like this really dramatic voice. Think the guy screaming art in The Iron Giant, like he goes, "Art!" It was us going, "The binary!"
Yeah, stuff like that just makes me want to use that gif of Surgeon Simulator. It just goes shh.
Yeah,
it's just like shh, stop, no,
Just
or
no.
the stop sign, you know, the whacking with the stop sign.
Yeah.
Don't tag your hate. You hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me, YouTube commenters? Don't tag your hate.
YouTube comments are the worst sometimes.
God,
never
YouTube
ever look
comments.
at YouTube comments ever.
Yeah.
Or Daily Mail comments.
Just
Don't look at anyone's comments ever. Just
Just
ignore everyone.
If you don't know what the Daily Mail is, it's like the trashiest.
It's god.
It's the trashiest paper in Britain, basically.
It's
or one of them.
horrendous.
It's the trashiest respected paper in Britain.
I don't know why it's even respected at all.
It's terrible.
Contradictory, to say the least.
I was looking at it today, and it was like, and then there was some article about how the head of the BBC, or a head of the BBC, wants more gay people in BBC stuff.
Yeah.
And then the comments were just like, "Oh, they have enough gay people already.
No,
Don't they care about what the
don't.
TV licenses want? Blah 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 blah. What about the majority?
Oh
It's
my
like, go fuck yourselves."
People make me so
God forbid
angry.
we have a little diversity now and again.
Yeah, I know.
God
I mean,
forbid.
do you know, guys? What I think television as a whole needs more programs on straight, heterosexual. That's the same word on straight, white, cisgender males, because there are no. I've seen none ever.
With loads of homoerotic subtext, but like no
Yes.
homo, man.
Oh yeah, you know, more queer
God,
baiting.
yes.
Incredible.
To quote a popular Tumblr post, tune in next week. What will whiny white men do?
Oh my god. The accuracy.
It's true.
It's so painful. Oh no. Tune in next week for more codependent bromance. Oh wait, hold on, that's just Supernatural.
Yeah. Oh, I do love Supernatural, but yes.
I used to watch that.
I have a special place in my heart for Supernatural, but
It's
is
just
terrible.
like at this point, it's like, why don't you just make Dean bi already? Just do it. Just
Yeah.
take the leap.
Yeah.
Like, it's just they've gone completely off the deep end. Like,
They really
They can't
It's
go
like-
back now. They might as well just make it happen.
it was like a couple of seasons ago. They just went, fuck it, fan service for the rest of the
Yeah.
for
Pretty
the rest
much.
of the series.
That's what happened, and now they're like, well, making him like full on bi would be like too far of a deviation from his character. It's like, well, maybe saying it would be weird at first for the actor and, like, people who really identify with that character to get over if they're not supportive of that already, but, like, you've been doing it already for, like, 3 seasons!
Apparently, as well, it's actually based on a novel where the main character, or one of the main... I can't remember what it's called, but it's apparently based on, or loosely based, I should say, on some sort of book by someone.
Yeah, I've read that too.
Yeah, I don't know how true that is, though, but it seemed to imply that the character that would be Dean in the book was bi as well, so it might be a nice nod to acknowledge that and stop queer baiting your fans.
God, it is the worst though. I mean, if you tallied up all the longing looks between Castiel and Dean throughout the whole thing,
and never mind that, just Dean's random interactions with, like,
yeah, there's one where he checks out a guy,
a soldier's buttocks.
Yeah,
and
then Dr. Sexy.
Dr. Sexy, and then the...
Please don't talk to me about Richard Speight Jr. though, because I just...
Alright, well, this is not a Supernatural fan cast.
I know,
We should probably stop.
Yeah.
I have no idea what these people are saying. Help me.
You're not a Supernatural fan?
I watched one episode when I was in Disney World, and it was the episode where... Okay, I can't really describe it without getting too gross and gory, and I don't want to. So it was the episode where the house was possessed. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah, that one was an early one.
Yeah, it was, we were...
It was pretty
at Disney
nasty.
World.
That was the one that involved, never mind, I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, it was pretty nasty.
I can't even remember it.
No, I can't remember it either.
8
Not without
o'clock
more
in the
detail.
It was like 9 or 10 in the morning that was on, and we were just getting ready to go to Disneyland for the day, and that's all I watched. That's when I watched it. It's like, oh, okay, this is something.
I want to go to Disney World.
Me too.
It's pretty sweet.
Me 3.
We only have Disneyland, and while that's amazing, it's not quite the same.
Well, we don't really have it, do we, Rue?
Well,
France has it.
France
Yeah,
has
the
it,
French
but
have
you
it.
know,
Just
we're-
go over to France one of these
we're
days.
close enough to France, you know. I love France anyway.
Did you hear that EasyJet or whatever are going to start doing flights to New York for £8?
£8.
Yeah, but then it ends up being like 170 something once you add on baggage and all that shit. But that's still really cheap.
That is still really cheap
That's
for
pretty
a
good.
transatlantic
Yeah.
flight. You could come visit me in the summer.
Oh my gosh!
Oh.
I mean, I'm sort of close to New York in the summer when I'm at home and not here.
I want to make it happen.
And then road trip to Texas.
Hell yeah! Texas
Do you-
road trip.
Do you know how boring American road trips get during, like, the middle bit where you're going through the nothing part?
Well, you know, you'd have us. We'd be there.
And then we can just like stand out the Rooster Teeth headquarters and just stare into the door.
Which, guys, by the way, while we're talking about the Rooster Teeth headquarters, did you hear, they announced on the most recent podcast, which isn't out on YouTube, but I heard it from some sponsors, that they finally have new offices.
Yay!
New offices
Okay.
lined up and they're moving in like 2 months or something.
That's
Cool.
really cool.
So we'll have to stand outside their new offices and gaze
Yes.
longingly in the
Yeah.
windows,
That's awesome, though.
in between shaking a finger at their antics.
Yeah.
Just stand outside the window, going, "We're watching you. We're watching you.
Always
Got our eyes on
watching
you."
you.
Don't take advantage of that young woman. We're watching you."
Oh my god.
What?
Dear me.
Michael.
Michael,
Let's-
no.
Let's tone it down a little bit here. God.
I'm just imagining just like if they said something like a word that we don't like, and I just popped up like, "What did you say?"
Oh my god. The
Pardon?
Rooster Teeth offices
I
need a
misheard you.
Michael alarm where
Yeah.
somebody says something terrible and you just pop up out of their desk, upsetting everything, papers fly everywhere, stare them in the face and be like, "Would you care to repeat that?"
Would you maybe like to rethink that?
Cease and desist.
Oh my god. I think most of them would just leave.
Yeah, but imagine if other Michael was there. No offense, Michael. You're
Yeah.
pretty great, but you know you're not Michael Jones.
No, not quite.
Here comes Michael Jones.
No.
Michael Jones.
We should stop that.
Dr. Jones, calling Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones, wake up now.
Yeah, I'm glad someone else got it.
Gavin Free.
I love Aqua.
I love Aqua too. Professional.
I used to like Barbie Girl a lot.
Oh my god.
Like the song?
Yeah, you know.
I'm trying to
a
imagine
Barbie
you
girl
bopping to it.
in a Barbie world.
Well, yeah,
Life
Michael,
in
I know the song.
plastic. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Did you know they released an album back in 2011?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Was it really 2011? I thought it was like bloody 2001 or something.
No, they released a new album back in
Oh,
2011.
the new album. I thought you said the song. I was like, no.
No,
that song's
I
been
remember.
out.
I remember bopping around to that song when I was like 11.
Oh,
That song
baby
came from
Michael.
the future. No, they released a new album back in 2011 on
It's called Megalomania. I've just
Thank you.
looked it up.
Yeah.
Was it shit or was it good?
I liked it. It was. They really amped up the raunchiness.
Ooh.
Of it.
Okay.
Like, there's a song called "Fuck Me Like a Robot."
Pardon?
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty
And,
sure I heard that correctly.
"Sucker for a Superstar," which basically has the words in it. She's a sucker star fucker.
Wow.
Yeah. So they went all the way up.
They just said, fuck it, and just table flip, YOLO.
I'm just still trying to picture a robot fucking someone.
The track listing is my favourite though. It says Playmate to Jesus, Dirty Little Pop Song, Like a Robot, Viva Las Vegas, No Party Patrol, Come and Get It, Sucker for a Superstar, Be My Saviour Tonight, How are you doing? And the world didn't suck, we would all fall off.
So basically the whole band has a massive Jesus fetish.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Rue, you're in luck.
Rue Jesus, Rue Christ.
Jesus, Rue Christ.
Tiny Ted joke. Sorry, those who were.
Jesus Christ. Ruper Star.
Oh my god.
Sounds like things go to his head.
I've been at work all day and I'm just like, I'm here in the tiny chat and you know, not
Tiny
really
chat?
here. Yeah, I'm not even here. I'm here in the tiny chat. I'm in the future. I'm not in the podcast.
You're in the future by like a week and a half.
Yeah. Or I could be in a tiny chat next year. You know, we don't
Ooh.
know. We don't
Holy
know.
shit.
No,
We don't know.
Tiny chat.
Have we been? Have we been keeping up with Twitch Plays Pokemon?
Yes.
Yes.
A little bit.
Oh
Little
my
bit.
god.
I have been. I was there. I was watching when they finally beat Giovanni
Wait, the first time or the second time?
the second time.
Okay.
All
I was there the
hail
first
Lord
time.
Helix.
Lord, he lives.
Bird Jesus is my favourite. I spent
Consult
forever going
Helix
through the
Russell.
tags and just laughing at all the fan art because it's incredible.
Yes, Bird Jesus.
Oh,
I love
God.
Bird Jesus. Did you guys hear the song?
No.
No.
There's like a hymn choir song about Lord Helix
Oh my
and stuff.
god,
Holy
please link
shit.
dump that.
I will link up
That's
that if I can find
incredible.
it.
God.
Oh, I can't believe what a phenomenon this has been. Like, this
It's
is
incredible.
Apparently he's gonna do second generation next. So.
Oh my.
Oh my.
I want
God.
third gen. I want third gen. All I want from life is for third gen everything. Forever, always.
Yes.
Yes, I believe right now they're grinding in Cinnabar Island. So, well, not right now. Right now, when we're talking in the podcast, they might be done by the time this is released. Maybe if we're optimistic.
As of 3 days ago, at least.
I'm actually going to check what they're doing, but I'm very worried about sound, so I'm going to turn it down.
They're grinding on Cinnabar. They're trying to get their team up enough to face the Pokemon League.
Yeah, I don't... They're currently walking around some desk.
To be fair, this is Twitch Plays Pokemon. They still might be on Cinnabar Island when this podcast goes out.
Yeah, they might be.
It's true.
They
I
might.
don't
Although
know.
they do proceed surprisingly quickly.
I don't actually know where they are. Like,
yeah, and
there's
then
a
there's
load of
parts
desks.
where they get stuck in an elevator for like a day and a half.
Oh my god, they got stuck on Viridian Gym for so long trying to get over that ledge. It was like 24 hours or something.
Well, you have to remember what Viridian Gym is. It's that whole thing where you just go round and round and round, and then you have the ledge that's right in front of the gym.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
and they're like a magnet to ledges, so they just go straight down into it, and then they jump off, and they have to do that whole thing over again.
Yeah, and they did a democracy a bunch of times, but they kept getting their ass handed to them by
They're currently on Democracy Now, I can tell you, as I'm watching it live.
Oh.
They're at some desks, I don't quite know where.
Oh, then it
But-
would be Cinnabar Island. Then
Yeah,
in the
quite
old
possibly.
lab.
I don't know why they've got democracy on. They're probably trying to do something with a PC.
They release all their Pokemon.
Sunday,
Yes.
bloody Sunday.
They
Yeah.
released Cabbage was one of the ones they released.
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember they were calling one of their Pokemon's Cabbage.
Well, hopefully they don't release. Hope they don't release Lord Helix.
Oh
They
god,
will.
they're battling a Grimer. Just so
Who,
everyone's
by the
aware.
way, evolved today.
Really?
Oh,
Wait,
Yeah, a little while ago. Yeah.
wait, is this Bird Jesus or is this somebody else?
It's got
no,
a
this
new
is
name now.
Lord Helix.
Yeah, it's got a new name now.
Yeah, it's well, it wasn't Ammonite, and now it's what's the one after Ammonite?
I don't know.
It's that now.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know anything
It's the
about
I
the
don't know.
Pokemans.
It's the I don't know.
Yeah.
My
I don't know
Pokemon
anything
knowledge
about
is
Pokemans.
superior at this point in time.
I've never even touched a Nintendo Game Boy or DS or anything.
Oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. My Game Boy Advance is my baby. My start button's
Oh.
broken though. I need to get a replacement. I've had it for like 11 years.
I've still got mine sitting on a shelf.
Pokemon
Oh.
Sapphire. Pokemon Sapphire. My
No,
one true
Pokemon
love.
Red. Pokemon Red will always be my game.
No, Sapphire.
Okay, so something bothered me over the weekend or something.
Oh, I found out what it evolves into. Sorry.
Oh, what is it?
Almastar.
There we
That's
go.
the one.
Yay! I'm helpful.
Eh. What was bothering you over the weekend, Michael?
I got into an argument with someone on Tumblr-ish. I can't remember if it was the weekend. It was a few days ago. But basically, I don't like this this suggestion that there's like this thing where where MLAs and people like that and anti-social justice people, they get praised for being like neutral or having an objective opinion. And it just seems to me like an objective opinion is an opinion that's anything that's not feminist.
Yeah.
Or it's regarded as
Yeah.
such anyway.
Yeah.
It's like it's not like there's feminism and then everything else. There's two ends of the spectrum here.
Yeah.
And if you're an MRA, you're representing the other end of the spectrum. You're not neutral, and you're not, you're
You're definitely not neutral.
you're not neutral, and you're not objective because you're on the other end of the spectrum. It's like someone who was truly in the middle would be a neutral. I don't know. It just bothers me that there's a society that suggests that anything that's anti-feminist is a neutral or an objective opinion to have.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
it's a kind of delusion, really, because anybody who's anti anything is automatically not neutral because
Exactly.
Yeah.
they're going against something. They are trying to disprove something. Like a neutral person entertains all ideas, but might not accept all of them, or
Yeah.
or target any specific one in particular to speak out against, or
Yeah, and even then, I don't understand why neutrality is considered to be such a I don't know what the word is, but it's something to aspire to. I don't understand why people would aspire to neutrality, because being neutral is literally not having an opinion.
Yeah.
That's true.
And like opinions are important, and change is important.
Yeah, that's right. You need to oppose things to change things, but then you'll always have someone at the other end of the spectrum.
Maybe when they say neutral, they don't necessarily mean someone who has no opinion. It's like it's a misdefinition, I think. Like, there's a difference between having no opinions and being open-minded. Like,
Yeah, I think they generally, when they say neutral, they mean objective,
which is not.
which is different. It's not neutral. It's an objectivity, and even then, saying that anything that is anti-feminist is objective is kind of making out like feminists who are usually perceived to be women are hysterical.
Yeah, I was going to say something about how it makes people sound hysterical.
Yeah, and then that the other side is all very objective, and it's that it's that emphasis again on sciences and understanding, and I don't think understanding the world through scientific language or how science understands the world is the best way to understand social issues.
Absolutely
Yeah, it doesn't
not.
take into account everyone at all.
Yeah.
And also, science is just as affected by bias as everything else on this planet, despite the illusion that it has of finding so-called facts. Like,
Yeah.
when you, like, the current trend in science, or one of the current trends in science, is this drive to find the thing they call the God particle, the Higgs boson, which they've kind of sort of found a couple of times, but not really, but they're determined to prove it exists. It's a particle that is supposed to create life, essentially. I don't know. I don't really understand it. I just know they're looking for it because if they find it, they can basically say for reals that there is no God.
Okay.
So, but they're looking for this not out of a desire to figure out what actually makes the universe tick, but they want to disprove religion. There's this whole atheistic bent in the scientific community right now that is trying to make the idea of God like
I
a
don't
non-thing.
think that's very right, to be honest, because, like, I mean, I'm not Christian, I'm an atheist, but I think everyone has a right to believe in what they want, and if you go out trying to actively disprove that, like,
Precisely.
you're gonna ruin several people's, well, not several people's, but loads of people's personal beliefs, and that just seems kind of wrong to me.
You know, I don't even think it's not going to matter at the end of the day, even if they do find this this particle, that the question is still going to be what made that particle.
Exactly.
That's true.
So I think at the end of the day, it's absolutely irrelevant to it's not relevant to science, but I think it'll be irrelevant to religion.
Yeah. And it's just reflective of the fact that, you know, because science has become so atheistic now, that is what is affecting the research that's being done. So science isn't free from bias, you know?
No, it isn't. Because with religion, there's always the question of what made that. So even when you get down to like particle levels and stuff like that, there's always the question of what made that. And even then, I personally, the reason what broke me from religion was that I took that a step further and said, well, if everything has to have a maker, then what makes God? And then the response to that was, well, he just is. And then my response is, well, why can't particles just be then?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that was what brought me into agnosticism, because like I don't really know and I don't really care whether there's a God or not.
I don't know, I just lose faith in everything, to be honest. Like, I don't have much faith in humanity as a whole. Especially after things that happen on the news and things.
Yeah. See, I have a surprising amount of faith in humanity, but I think at the same time, it is kind of hard to sometimes.
So, we're back, and we lost Jex.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jex's mic seems to have crashed, so he's going to have to bow out of the rest of the podcast. So it's just going to be us three now, which is going to be a bit more intimate than maybe we're used to.
Ooh.
Going to have a bit of a threesome.
Oh, God. What will
Wow,
my boyfriend
way to
think?
steal my pre-podcast jokes, Michael.
Yeah, I totally do the thing.
Think of me.
I think it's a good time, and it would, especially now that the podcast has come down to 3 people, to talk about something a bit more hard-hitting. And if you are triggered or bothered by descriptions of violence, abuse, or death, I would skip this part. It will be in the link dump exactly what we're talking about and exactly the time skip that you need to make. But I just want to be clear that we are going to be talking about something, and there is going to be graphic descriptions of violence and ableism. So if you don't want to listen to this part, I would just skip it because it's quite nasty stuff. Okay? So basically, I wanted to talk about something that I saw on Tumblr the other day. I don't know how long ago it happened, but basically a homeless schizophrenic man called Kelly Thomas was beaten to death by 5 Fullerton cops. And some say he had learning difficulties as well, maybe, but that's not really been confirmed, I don't think. But he was definitely homeless, and he was definitely vulnerable. And it was some pretty nasty stuff. I wanted to reblog the post about it, but because there was some graphic images, I didn't think I could do that because it led with graphic images. So no matter how much I trigger one for that, people are still going to see it before they see the trigger warning. So
you could also, if you want to reblog it, if you put in the tag something like abuse or blood or gore trigger warning with / or something afterwards, Tumblr Savior will pick it up if they've got it Tumblr Saviored.
yeah,
It's like I have gore as a Tumblr Savior.
Yeah, I know that, but it was some really nasty images,
Okay.
and not everyone uses Tumblr Savior.
That's
and
very true.
So it was kind of one of those things where I wanted to bring awareness to it, but I didn't want to have that on my dash.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
In case it bothered people. If it had been without the images, I might have reblogged it.
Yeah.
Anyway, but because I'm the sort of person that likes to verify things, there was a video of it happening, and I watched the video, and it was really upsetting. Like, basically, these cops walked up to this guy and told him they were going to put some plastic gloves on, and told him they were going to beat him up.
Just cause, like.
They said something about I'm guessing that he got into trouble more than once with them, because they said something about like if he hadn't had enough of them yet or something.
God.
But yeah, so they said they were basically going to beat him up, and then like any reasonable person, the guy got up and tried to leg it. And so of course they took the opportunity to then tase him and
Crying out loud.
beat him up. Yeah, so I mean he died of his injuries, slipped into a coma and died. I think it was 5 days later after the beating.
Your job as someone in that power, like in that type of power, is to protect people, not to injure them.
No,
Like to the point of death, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was really disturbing to me to watch, because he was asking, he was saying he was sorry and asking them to stop and calling for his daddy and stuff, and it's like I don't understand how in fact not just one person, but how 5 people could continue to hurt someone when they're doing that.
Yeah, well, you put a badge on someone and put them in a group, and suddenly this mentality arises that you have this authority to do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, it was a really disturbing video to watch, and it's becoming a real problem, especially in America. It's not as much of a problem in Britain. I mean, there are incidences in Britain, but it's not as much as a problem as it is in America. Especially shootings in America with cops.
Yeah.
Like off the back of that, I was looking some stuff up, and there's been quite a few deaf people who've been shot by cops. Like there was one guy who was in his garden with a rake, and the police a deaf mute, and he was the police opened fire on him.
This is why I can't believe in a god, because I don't understand how anyone could let something like that happen to people. It just completely destroys any faith I have in humanity as a whole, and I don't get it.
Well, there's obviously, I'm not going to say anything really bad against cops, because I know they're out there risking their lives to keep us safe, but in the United States there's definitely an issue with the police force and, say, like, the inherent racism, classism, ableism, like, all the isms. Like, the police force is very affected by things and has a lot of prejudices, and also has the confidence to do basically whatever they want because they know that their superiors are going to get them out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's a definite issue there.
I mean, the guy, at least with the Kelly Thomas, the guy who was beaten to death, at least they are being tried for manslaughter, and I think one of them is being tried for 2nd degree. But even then,
Well,
being tried does not mean being convicted, but at least they're being tried.
Yeah, and that's good that they're, well, let's hope they have to suffer appropriate consequences for their actions, but at the same time, that doesn't prevent the fact that they did it in the first place.
No, and they definitely, there was some kind of they they went there to premeditation. They went there to hit him, and they hit him, and they killed him. The lack. It hits me close to home as well, because I'm deaf in one ear, and whilst I live in the UK, and I'm probably very unlikely to get shot by the cops because they don't carry guns here really.
And they're not called cops here; they're police.
They're policemen.
Policemen and women, or just police.
But there was another story about a guy was carving with a legal knife whilst crossing a crossroad, and the cop shouted at him he was walking away from the cop, and the cop shouted at him to put the knife down, and he didn't because he didn't hear the guy, and then the cop fired 4 bullets into him, and it's like, look, he was walking away from you. There was no physical issue of harm. It's just a lack of training.
Yeah, and a little too trigger happy, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think that cops shouldn't carry guns because there are certain situations in which they may need them. But at the same time, I don't think it should be the first thing that they go to every time if they want to threaten somebody.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that because we don't allow guns in the UK, the guns don't. The policemen don't carry guns either. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we have guns as a weapon for police people as a whole. So
I think not generally. I think some of them do carry guns. It depends on their line of work and where they work and their duty.
Yeah.
And they need a license and everything, a proper license. Because we do have guns in the UK, but we don't have pistols or anything like that. It's only shotguns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And generally that's only for hunting and for farmers and that.
I think we're generally very good about gun control in the UK.
Well, yeah, we don't have a lot of gun deaths.
Yeah. Guys, I think that might be some proof.
Yeah. And we haven't had a school shooting since the I think it was 1995? Something like that.
Can't remember. I would have been
born. That was what set off the gun control with the pistols. It was there was a school shooting, and after that we banned handguns.
Well, don't start talking about gun control in the U.S. because then you'll get a lot of people really pissed off.
Yeah.
I don't think we get our fan base pissed off, to be honest.
No, not our fan base, but as in the U.S., the conversation often doesn't happen because there are so many people who are just like, you can't take away my guns! I need my guns, it's my constitution! Look, the constitution says I can have them!
See, the Constitution doesn't even say that you can have them, though.
The Bill of Rights says that you can bear arms as part of militia, and they use that as an excuse to have guns just in your house.
I know, but you're not a militia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not.
That law was made so that in the case of something like the Revolutionary War, the communities could form their own armies, basically. That is not the case anymore. You don't need a fucking stockpile of weapons in your basement because the government is going to come for you.
This whole kind of pile of just guns in someone's house.
For some people, it is literally that's what it is.
That's
yeah, but what do they even expect to accomplish? Do they really think that there's going to be a civil war, which they would win with their gun stockpile?
I don't know what their mentality is. I'm not
because if I was it's the US. If there's a civil war, they're just going to drop a bomb on your house.
That's true. That's probably true. I don't know. I can see the appeal of maybe having one weapon in the house of that description for protection if you live in a crappy neighborhood or whatever, but having a stockpile or a collection as large as the collections that some people have.
But Wiz, it's your right to bear arms.
Oh god.
And it's the whole I carry a gun for protection thing, but you do more damage carrying the gun than you don't most of the time.
Yeah, you might end up making a huge mistake, and then what do you know? You've killed somebody.
And even then, pulling a gun on someone say you get mugged, right? The best thing you can possibly do in a situation where you get mugged is calmly give the mugger your wallet.
Yeah.
That is the best thing you can do.
Rather than whip out a gun and then have it turned on you and then have your head blown off.
Yeah, exactly. Once you start bringing out guns or knives, you escalate the situation and there's a higher chance that you're going to die.
Or somebody's going to die. Like, you or the other person.
Yeah, but even then, it's a higher chance that you're going to die because the mugger doesn't want to kill you. The mugger wants to rob you. They don't want a fucking first-degree murder charge or a second-degree murder charge on their, on A, their conscience, and B, their records. So, just give them the wallet.
Like, take your driver's license or whatever out of there, because they're not going to want that, and just hand it over.
Yes.
Like,
do you mind if I just keep this one ID for, when I need to go and drink this away?
yeah.
Alcohol trigger warning, sorry. And I knocked over a bin. Also sorry.
Oh my god. We start talking about gun control, it's just a disaster all of a sudden.
I know, I'm a catastrophe.
Catastrophe indeed.
Jules calls me a catastrophe.
Oh.
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 I know.
Oh. Okay, let's stop making random noises at the podcast.
Well, we did say it was a threesome.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
So Saints Row 3 and 4 is in the Humble Store for really cheap at the moment. If anyone wants to go check it out, I don't know if it'll still be there by the time this podcast comes out, but maybe it will.
Is it Mac compatible?
Worth a check.
I have no idea if it's Mac
No.
compatible, Roo. We'll have to go look.
The Saints Row
Darn it.
games have not been released for Mac, and I doubt, our MacBook laptops could run those things anyway.
Hey guys, do you want to know a thing?
What?
Shout out to Ray, because my friend Ray bought me the first Bioshock, so I can play that on my 360 when I get home.
Hey, I thought you were going to shout out to Ray from Rooster Teeth, and I was like,
No.
I was like, what?
No.
Yeah. Why are you shouting out to Ray? Do Red Ray
We're
listen to
actually
this, or-
really close, Best
Yeah.
bosom buddies.
You should have some words with him about something.
Just have a little chit chat, a nice one.
Oh god.
a nice polite chit chat about a couple of things.
Yeah,
And then you can
just
go
a
back
few.
to being friends.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna play Bioshock, and then I'll be able to understand the Burial at Sea DLC, which comes out March 25th. Market, March 25th, Bioshock Infinite DLC. You should do it. You should get it. It's great.
I'm just gonna say that one of my favorite quotes from the podcast so far is Michael yelling, "I'm not gonna fucking play Bioshock Infinite."
And then my favorite, and then Bridget going, "Booker catch" in the background.
Yes. Yeah. I do like Bioshock Infinite just for the... Well, I haven't played Bioshock Infinite yet, but I do like Bioshock just for the record.
You should play Bioshock Infinite though.
I probably will eventually.
Yes. I'm gonna talk to you about it all the time once you've played it. I'm gonna be
but
like,
when
"Hey,
I say
Michael."
eventually, you do realise that it'll be like... I won't finish it for about 6 years.
I don't care. I'll still be friends with you then.
Just so we can talk about
Yeah.
Bioshock Infinite, yeah.
Well, no, I'll be friends with you then because you're my friend. But
Okay,
it'll be a bonus if you if you play Bioshock Infinite. Then
Well, I
talk
can
to you
watch
about
Bioshock Infinite not quicker than I can play it.
it. You can watch me play it. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Well,
Just
the problem I have
live
with
stream
the problem I have with Bioshock is that I'm a giant baby, and
So
I can
am I.
only play in like half-hour chunks,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, I don't want to play anymore.
That's what I'm going to be like. Bioshock
Yeah.
Infinite's not very creepy because it's all kind of open air and everything, but I've actually seen the first 2 parts of Michael Jones's playthrough of it, and I was like, oh my god, I'm going to die if I play this alone.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's like it's one of those things where it's a really stressful game to me because enemies can come at all directions as well. So like even if you've cleared out a section,
They'll come back.
yes, well no, they don't come back, but there's new ones, and it's like, and then something suddenly running at your head, and
Those big daddies look scary as hell as well.
they are scary as
They
hecky.
look terrifying. And the splices when they talk to themselves, like they do it in the Burial at Sea DLC. So I'm sort of used to it, but it's not quite the same.
Oh, dude, it's like how they introduce you to the splices is like really quite scary as well, because like you're like you go down into Rapture, and then like you start exploring in that, and then you see like the shadow of a woman and a pram, and she's like cooing at a baby and that.
Yeah, turns
And then
out
you
it's
go-
a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the frick are
Yeah.
these games?
Yeah.
I'm just playing SimCity, man. I'm not like
Speaking of SimCity, have you tried Banished yet?
no.
You should. It's good.
I've heard of it though. Was it you that mentioned this to me, or was it somebody else?
It might have been me. I think I mentioned it in the tiny chat, but it's a really interesting game, and they've got a lot of interesting dynamics to it. The only thing is that there is a slight bug. I don't know if I'd even call it a bug, but it's like that. There's a slight bug with the game play. I think it personally, where once your citizens start starving, even if you overproduce, they will starve for ages because they'll start eating more to combat the fact that they're starving. So like you can never get any reserves in there, and like that's really difficult. It took me because at the beginning of the game my citizens started starving, and it took me 10 years to build up any kind of
10 years.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Exactly 10 years. 10 real life years, Michael.
Yes, in real life years, yeah.
Oh.
No,
Michael is from the future.
I'm from the future, yeah. But no, it's an interesting game, and I like a lot of the dynamics to it, and I like how it's very close management rather than like SimCity, which is I'll build a thing and then people will move in. You have to assign jobs and stuff.
That sounds really.
But guys,
in-depth.
what about goat petting simulator?
Oh my god.
I went to a video game store, and I never really go normally, and there was agriculture simulator, and I was just like, wow,
Well,
this is how far we've come in life.
Agriculture simulator I can kind of get. What really kind of confuses me and upsets me and alarms me is stuff like mechanic simulator.
Woodcutter simulator.
Yes, there is a woodcutter
simulator.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What if you can actually learn stuff from those games though?
This is my new life skill.
I got my my little brother Euro Truck Simulator because he's the type of person that would like it, and I played it, and I'm not learning how to drive trucks.
Oh, damn.
No idea how to drive a truck.
It's a lot of driving, very slowly.
I want to get train simulator.
Oh my god.
Just
Train
purely for the train simulator song, but I mean you can link dump it because it's good. But
I think I have one. I think I have a train simulator. I think it's called Metro City or something.
No, Train Simulator 2013. There's a
Yeah,
really good
I've got-
song, but it has a fair amount of bad language in terms of. It's not it's slur for women. So.
There is you know Pharrell Williams.
No.
No.
Well, he's a singer, and I really like his song "Happy."
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, but then he was in Blurred Lines, so that makes me hate him.
Yeah, but Robin Thicke's divorced, though.
Yeah, but it wasn't Robin. He's not Robin Thicke, is he?
No,
He's
I know,
Pharrell
but-
Williams. Though that guy is he's made a bloody deal with the devil. He has. Do you know he's 40?
Is he?
Who?
Yeah,
Robin
Pharrell
Thicke?
Williams. No, Pharrell Williams.
Oh.
He doesn't look it. He's
He looks like he's a college kid.
yeah, he's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm clicking because I want to check that he was actually 40, and he is 40.
Thank Christ.
Yeah. No, but he does. He looks so young. He's made some kind of deal with the devil or something.
Did he sing that song with Daft Punk as well?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I like that song. Catchy
Yeah,
as heck.
Yeah, I really like his voice, but then I don't like Bloodlines at all, ever.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I don't think very many people do like Bloodline.
Well, I think a lot of people do, considering it was the top single in 2013.
Maybe it was at that time, a lot of people liked it, but I think now, well, at least in the people in my environment, which might be biased slightly because I'm at art school, there's a lot of people who really hate it.
BBC Radio don't like it.
Oh yeah, because it's terrible.
They had
Yeah.
an interview with him the other day when he was describing how it was about his wife and how she was in quotations his good girl, and I was just like, would you really want
Fucking
a
hell.
song like that written about you?
And that's the moment she decided to divorce him.
Yep. I found that hilarious. I'd listened to that because Adrian was like, I want to hear it. Adrian's my flatmate. He was like, I want to hear what he has to say because it's a ridiculous song or whatever. And so he was listening to it, and then like I went online the day after, or like that day, and just saw Robin Thicke's wife splits from him, and I was just like, oh my god, that's hilarious.
No, it was a good week because Piers Morgan's show was also shut down that week.
Oh, don't even get me started on how much I
Yes.
can't stand Piers Morgan after that thing that happened on Twitter.
Yeah, that thing, that transphobic
Oh
thing.
my god, it just... Oh... I had to remove myself from the internet because I started actually seeing red. I couldn't stop shaking. I was so angry.
Oh, he was the embodiment of a bad cis ally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're being cis-phobic. Oh, shut your mouth.
I would like to apologize on behalf of all cis people about Piers Morgan.
I just think if there's a god, he should apologise for making a person like Piers Morgan.
Mhm.
Just...
Maybe he's there so that all of us can see how not to conduct ourselves on Twitter.
Quite possibly.
Unfortunately, Rue, free will.
No.
I'm just picturing that one scene from Bruce Almighty where he jumps up on the picnic table towards his girlfriend. He's just like, love me! And it's, free will because he can't. So you're jumping on the table right now and you're saying, stop being an asshole!
I did get into an interesting debate about free will. It's like whether we have free will or not. And
Oh
it's
god, don't start talking about this. You'll break everyone's minds.
Yep.
Because the thing is that it doesn't matter whether we have free will or not.
Oh no.
Because either way we don't
Here
know
we go.
whether we have free will or not, so we may as well just pretend that we do. Or act like we do.
But you really don't, Michael. You don't.
I'm gonna have
Everything
an
you
existential
do
crisis. Please don't.
Predetermined by what came before.
Even you can even take that opinion sociologically. Even if you take God out the picture, it could be argued that you don't have free will because that all of your actions are predetermined by your socialization.
I'm gonna take a picture of my face right now, just so you can all see my reaction at some point. You can put it in the link dump.
Oh my god. Yeah, well, philosophical meltdowns abound.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't even get me started because I'll just start talking about how nothing is real.
You know what? I'll follow you down that rabbit hole, Michael, gladly, but just not on the podcast.
Yes.
Nothing is real.
Nothing. No.
Womp!
Inception.
Bom, 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 bom.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I think we've had enough of that.
Isn't it ironic?
It's our outro song for this podcast because we're winding down. We're coming down to the end of the wire now.
Yeah, well, so we're just gonna say goodbye. There's just gonna be one go. Boom! Yeah.
Goodness.
All right. Well, this has been quite a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, but talking of Inception, I can't distinguish between Inception and Shutter Island anymore. I'm like there were kids in both. In
A
one
dead
of them,
wife,
the kids died. I don't know. You should
But
see.
nothing
you should
is
see
real.
You should see the gesticulations I'm making with my hand right now. So I'm like,
I've this picture for you guys to link dump is horrendous.
okay,
I didn't
perfect.
leave my bed today. I just have been in pajamas all day.
By the way, thank you for that incredibly flattering. The hate never
Oh
bothered
no!
me anyway.
I can't believe Ali put that at the end of the podcast. I literally,
It's okay.
my other favourite was at the end last week where I went, Stephen King, and everyone went, shut up, Rue. I was like, this sounds like a very similar, theme. There's a shut up, Rue every podcast, I swear.
Shut up, bro.
Oh.
Yeah, Rue, shut up.
Shut up. We've got to stop the podcast now, Roo. You have to stop. We've got to wind down. We've got to say goodbye.
Oh. Okay.
Shut up.
Oh my god. Okay.
Rue's our Gavin.
Pretty much.
No, I'm not!
Oh,
Not
here
a
we go.
Gavin!
Yeah, but you just... But you say you're not a Gavin and then you make those noises.
Here,
No!
here we go. Oh my god.
Okay.
Michael, why are you so mean to me?
Because it's just so fun to be mean to you, Rue.
And on that note...
And on that note, I think it's time to wind down. Unfortunately, Jex isn't here to plug anything, but his blog will be in the link dump. And I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not going to say it.
We love you, Jax.
Yeah, I'm Feminist Rooster Teeth. You can get hold of me at feministroosterteeth at .tumblr.com or feministroosterteeth@gmail.com or feministrt. If you want to enter the giveaway, it's feministroosterteeth@gmail.com. Just give me your name and whatever you want to be called by, and it's all in the link dump, and it's in the description, so all the details. It's basically either you can get Rooster Teeth merchandise or you can get Steam stuff, depending on which you prefer. And yeah,
I'm gonna win
the description, yeah, you're gonna win it, Roo, and then I'm gonna re-roll and someone else will win it. Roo,
Yeah.
do you want to say goodbye?
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah, as always, I'm Fruven. You can pretty much find me there under... You can pretty much find me anywhere under there, is what I meant to say. I also... Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Wiz?
Yes. consultingtimewizard.tumblr.com. Twitter is @theTimeWiz. Time Wizard on pretty much every platform ever, so if you ever see a Time Wizard, it's probably me.
It'll
if it's
be
not...
Wiz.
If it's not, there's a issue with the Matrix if it isn't. And I have a YouTube channel, but don't go there.
We're gonna find it at some point.
I know it. I'm
Just
tempted to link it.
Do it.
Michael, I will go in there and I will change it. We have this conversation every week.
Yeah, but you keep telling people about it and then not letting me link you.
Because nobody should go there. I just mentioned it exists.
Why do you mention it exists if no one should go there? Surely silence is your best option.
Michael, don't question my motives.
Okay.
I'm trying to search for you, Wiz. Nothing's
You're
coming
not-
up.
You're
Just
not
look
gonna find it.
Just look in my YouTube followers.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you for listening to the Feminist Rooster Teeth podcast. This is our 6th podcast, and join us on the Tiny Chat next week. So it'll be next Sunday. That's Sunday the 9th, and then the next one will be out in the next podcast will be out on Sunday the 16th. All right, bye,
Wiz,
bye,
bye,
everyone.
bye,
Bye.
bye, bye, bye.
I found Wiz! I found it!
Tease it. Django. Tease it.
Yeah, I have that as an
Precisely.
emote on Clerk. It's just like
I'm
it goes really
sorry
fast.
if you just heard a car. It went very loud outside my window.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, we didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
I did.
Well, you just stopped the podcast because of a sound that didn't exist.
Ali,
Well-
cut this, I'm being a whiny baby.
She's probably not gonna take that part and put it in the end.
Make a rap of it.
Yeah,
Just
make a
parts
remix
of
out
me
of it.
being ridiculous.
Do it
My new ringtone.
Oh.
Okay, what were we talking about?
Ali, cut this.
Stop
being a whiny baby. Ali, cut this. Stop being a whiny baby.